Hi, in today's video, we will be walking through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program application for Massachusetts. It's also known as the SNAP application. SNAP is a government-funded program that provides qualified people in need with financial assistance in buying fresh, nutritious food through a monthly supplement used for groceries. And this supplement comes as a debit card, or you will hear it as an EBT card mostly. Now, SNAP has existed before COVID-19, but people are facing more challenges now and can use this benefit, and everyone has the right to apply. Now, before we get started, I'd like to disclaim that we are not professionals as we fill out this application, and the information provided is to the best of our knowledge. We're using the government website of Massachusetts to help us out. Now for the ways to apply. Today we'll be applying online. The link is right here. You can also apply by mail or fax, where you fill out the PDF application online or have it printed out. The benefit of doing it this way is that there are many different PDFs in different languages for the SNAP benefits application. There are over 12 languages so far. You can also apply in person once the office is finally open, and you have the option of doing a 10-second screening eligibility for SNAP. So you just give them a few pieces of information and they can tell you quickly whether they recommend that you apply for it. Now, for the application, we are on the Massachusetts government website. And once you click apply online using the DTA Connect website, it takes you to this page. Up here it says pandemic EBT can help families buy food while schools are closed due to COVID-19. So if you have a child in a qualifying school district, they should have sent home for the child a pandemic EBT card. Otherwise, it says here, if you do not get SNAP benefits, you have a right to apply. We will click Apply SNAP. And now this page, before we begin, lets you know that these are some of the things that you will need. Keep in mind that if you do not have a social security number, you can still apply. However, SNAP benefits do not apply for those that are undocumented, and we will have alternative options at the end. Now we can get started. This is the first section. A lot of it right now is going to be the About Me section, so this is general information. You can fill out the name. And for this instance, I will say that I do not have a social security number. Now it's asking for some contact information. It asks, is your household homeless? I will click no. We will enter an address. And you can check off whether this is your mailing address or not. And then the best phone number to reach you. And everything I'm putting in today is random information. You can put an email address if you'd like, but it is not required. Emergency SNAP benefits. So on this page, they just want to have an idea of what money you currently have in the bank and what expenses you have. So it is asking, does your income and money in the bank add up to less than your monthly housing expenses? So do you have more expenses than you have money in the bank right now? That's what they're asking. And if you are eligible based off of these questions, you may be able to receive SNAP benefits within 7 days. If not, it'll take a bit longer. And also, the PDF application stated that you do not have to provide proof of money in the bank for this. For this instance, for example, if you have $100 worth of income plus money in the bank, you pay $100 monthly for housing expenses. I will click yes. Now it asks if your monthly income is less than $150 and is your money in the bank $100 or less. Let's say no for this instance. Now it asks if you are a migrant worker and is your money in the bank $100 or less. Say no, and we'll continue on. And here you can answer whether you are a citizen. No. And then it asks what language you prefer to speak. And this is so that they know if they have to get you a translator when they contact you for an interview. Now it asks more about me. You can answer the questions, and for this purpose, I'll decline to answer because we don't have to answer about our race or ethnicity. Now it asks about your household. If you buy and make more than 2/3 of your meals with others, they must be in your household. If your spouse or children under 22 live with you, they must be in your household even if you do not buy and make meals with them. So for this purpose, I will say there are 2, including me and my household. And it's asking for information about this person in your household. They're my spouse, but they have all these other family members as well. We can say that John is a citizen. Now it asks whether anyone in the household has a physical or mental disability. We will say no one. And now it asks about our household's income. Does anyone in the household receive any income or benefits? This includes money you may get from a job, the government, or other sources. This could include unemployment as well. We will say no one. And now it is asking about our income. So for example, if I click this button, I can add a source of income for myself. Let's say I make some wages. Can continue, and you can click off anything else that applies to you. See if you receive unemployment, pension, child support. And now let's say I make about $1,600 per month. That's about minimum wage full-time. And you can add another wage if you have multiple jobs. So now they have my income, and I can also add income for the other person in my household. Let's say they also make wages, and again, you could click off anything else that applies to you. Again, you've got to put in the gross income, say $1,700 a month. And now you can edit anything if you need to, but we can continue. Now we are almost done. This last section is about housing and utility costs, caring for kids and adults, child support, and medical expenses. Now at the bottom, I would just like to read that you can legally stop and submit your application now. However, we encourage you to keep going and make the rest of the process easier. So what this means is the more information they can gather about you, the faster they can get your application back and maybe even increase the likelihood that you get accepted. They want to get an idea of what your needs are. Now it's asking about our housing costs, and it says, please include the costs you are responsible for paying, even if you are behind or not able to pay them. Let's say you can click off anything that applies to you. And it asks, what type of housing cost does your household have? Then it asks for the housing costs. Let's say it is $2,000 a month. And you can add anything else if you need to. Now it's asking us about your child or adult dependent care costs. And again, it says, please include costs you are responsible for paying, even if you are behind or cannot pay them. And now you can check this off if it applies. It will ask for further information. And then for child support, you can click that if it applies to you. It will just ask how much you receive. And here we are. This is the end of the online application. All you have to do is click I agree to the terms and then sign your application. So there are some next steps. They'll contact you for an interview to further determine your eligibility, and they'll provide you an interpreter if you need one as well. Then they'll also ask you to submit verification forms, and here is a brief list of what they'll ask you to provide. Some examples include a pay stub, utility bills, driver's license, social security number, proof of your rent or mortgage, and such. And they just want an idea of your situation to see what your expenses are. If you submit by mail or fax or in person when they're open, they'll ask you to submit a cover sheet with the documents. It is linked right over here, and it'll make the application get processed a bit faster. And now after you submit everything, you should receive a response within 30 days. You might receive an EBT card before you get accepted, but if that's the case, once you get accepted, you're able to use the card right away for your groceries. Now for alternative options, these are for those that do not get accepted or are undocumented. You can visit a local food bank or pantry, and I have listed some here throughout Massachusetts. Keep in mind some communities may already be receiving food from these food banks and distributing them throughout the community at schools or local churches. So please check out your local community because they already may be distributing food. You can also contact Project Bread Food Source Hotline at this number, and they should be able to help you obtain food as well. For more resources and videos, please go to this website at Contra COVID to see more of our videos in different languages as well. And this is our contact information. We hope this video was helpful today, and thank you so much for watching.